Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking Essence's Spring and Summer 2017 goodies. I just went to a launch event last week for their Spring Summer collection, and they are always incredibly generous, so they sent us home with a ton of goodies. I mean, I think you can hear that. So I'm going to run through what I have and what's upcoming from the brand. There will be forthcoming posts on some of the contents of this PR haul. If you are interested in anything in particular, please be sure to mention it down below so I can make sure that I get a review out for you. Most of the reviews will be going on my blog because I can be a little bit more in depth as opposed to a video where I feel like I have to cover a little bit more ground. So be sure to check out my blog link down below in case you're interested in more Essence reviews. They also sent us home with a little pamphlet, so I'm going to be referring to this because it also has price tags on it, which is incredibly helpful to you guys so that you know how much each item actually is. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. The first item I have here is the Essence eyeshadow and primer. These are two different shades. One is more of a yellow tone and one is more of a pink tone. This one is Nude Beige and the other one is Nude Rosé. These are your typical kind of paint pot primer base. I am curious to try these out. In general, am not a huge fan of the potted style because I have to stick a finger in it. And since my nails are kind of longer right now, I don't really enjoy doing that. So I'll probably end up sticking a brush inside of these. These are listed as $5.49 each. Next up is their Super Precise Eyeliner. This is long lasting and waterproof, which I always appreciate waterproof claims in a liquid liner. I've never really understood the point in an eyeliner in general, liquid or not, being not waterproof. I mean, it's so close to your eyes. Anyway, this one has a really skinny tip to it. It is a brush tip, but it's also dip pot style. So if you are a fan of that, this is something to look out for. And this one is $3.99. Next, we have two products for the eyebrows, and these are the Make Me Brow Jumbo Eyebrow Pencil. I always kind of struggle with this size pencil, and I'm honestly kind of surprised that brands keep coming out with this. I don't find something this enormous very conducive to precise brows, but hey, that's me. Tell me if you use something like this. There is a blonde shade, and then this one is for brunettes, and these are also $3.99. I also have two more products for your brows. This is the Make Me Brow Duo. It's two eyebrow powders. This is in the shade Mix It Brunette, so not quite a match for me, but they do say that there are two of them and they are also $4.49 each. This one's kind of interesting to me. It doesn't say that there are multiple shades. This is the only shade, and this is 01 Brown. This is an eyebrow gel to color and shape your brows. I love brow pomades, and I would love to have this in a shade for me, but I think this is the only shade that they make. And that one was $4.99. All right, next up we've got two separate palettes, and these are kind of cool because they're like created with beauty bloggers. Now, they're not anyone that I know in particular, but I just think that's kind of a neat touch. This Essence, The Glow Must Go On, is a bronze and highlighting palette. Retails for $9.99, as does the other one. And it looks like this was created in collaboration with Serena from beautylab.nl. I think that is really cool that people are collaborating and actually sticking their name and domain name right on the palette. So this is a bronze palette, but I gotta say it's very deep, which is good because some brands cater only towards pale folk. But I'm not sure that this is something I would reach for just because these shades are so dark for my skin. That being said, if you are darker in skin tone, this looks absolutely gorgeous. There are some eyeshadows in here as well. This one is called Cinnamon and this one is Sandalwood. They are beautiful shades. This one would be especially good in your crease. And then there is a Honey Glow highlighter, which looks like it's got a bit of a gold duochrome to it. The other palette is the Shape and Shadows Eye Contouring Palette. And this has shades that can probably double as your brow colors. Again, a little bit too dark for me personally, but they can also be used as eyeshadows. You've also got a highlighter in here as well as a Prime and Fix wax. Then we've got a shade update to their Smoky Eyes Set. This is one that is a bit more of a pink tone. They've done more of a neutral brown before as well as like a gray smoky one. And I've actually really enjoyed the payoff of the pigment in these shadows. They've been really good. So this one honestly kind of reminds me of the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. So if you're looking for a mini version of that, I think this would cover you. Hi! You in my video finally? It's been ages. Where have you been? We have a new shade update for their Eyebrow Designer. This one is $2.49 and it's a pencil with, it's not really a spoolie, it's more of a brush on the end, which is helpful if you want to get the clumps out of your brows if you apply too much. This one is the shade Blonde. All right, so this is a new product that is kind of intriguing, potentially gimmicky, but really interesting. This is the Rock and Doll Duo Stylist Eyeliner Pen. And it's got a little ball on the tip. I have no idea how this is going to go. I really like a flick at the end of my wing, so I'm curious if this is going to produce that kind of sharp line, but I mean, it looks kind of fun to play with. And thankfully it's not too thick, it's actually pretty thin. I mean, it is a ball, so it's a little bit bigger than a sharp fine point, but I'm curious. I am really curious about this one. And this one is $3.99. I've also got a ton of new mascaras by Essence here. These are all $4.99 each. First, there is the False Lashes Mascara Dramatic Volume Unlimited, and then in the same range is the Extreme Volume and Curl. The curl one has more of a scooped brush and the other one is a straight brush, and they look like both natural bristle brushes. And then we've got the Rock and Doll mascaras. This one is the Crazy XXXL Volume Mascara. And then this is the Volume and Eye Opening Mascara. The XXL one is the straight one, and then this one is a curved brush. Okay, this one is kind of interesting. This is the Essence Contouring Eyepencil. It's got a contour shade and a highlight shade, and I originally thought they meant like for brows, but in reading this, it says that it also works as a liner, eyeshadow, and a highlighter, and it's available in 2 shades. I only have the one, which is Caramel Meets Frosting. It is $4.49 Canadian. I am curious how I would use this. I feel like I want to put this on my brows. It's not necessarily something I would put like to carve out like my crease or something. Very curious. All right, we've got a shade update to one of their eyeshadow palettes. This is an 8-pan. They do occasionally release them as 6-pan palettes, and they're all kind of referred to as the All About ... something. This is the All About Toffee Palette, which I am really loving for this shade right here. That looks really beautiful. The shade beside it too is also kind of this like warm, rosy brown, and these 8-pan palettes are $5.99. They've also added another shade to their long-lasting lip liner range, which I know a ton of my blogger friends are enormous fans of. They absolutely go nuts for these lip liners. And this one is called Be a Game Changer, and I believe they're, $2.99. All right, now the thing that I am the most excited about in this launch are these matte lipsticks. I have 7 of the 8 available shades, which kind of drives me nuts. I want that extra one in there just to say I have the whole range of shades. I already know I'm going to be doing a blog post on these because I've already taken the shots and swatched them. They are, how do I describe it? They start off a little bit stiff because you almost have to break that first layer of a lipstick. If you've encountered that issue, you know what I'm talking about. But after that, they're really smooth. They are mostly matte. I would say maybe a hint of satin, but they glide on so nicely. That being said, I've only done arm swatches so far, so I'm curious to see how they wear on the lips. And all of these retail for $4.49 each. I know a lot of people are keen on their regular long-lasting lipstick range, so they have added some extra shades to it. There are 4 of them, I only have 1. The shades are Mystic Violet, All Time Favorite, Time for a Toffee Break, and Très Chic, which is this color here. This is, on the pamphlet it looks more red, but to me I see a lot of brown in this. It's probably a really dark brown red. There are also some brand new Shape Your Face palettes. I'm totally new to these, so I don't think they've ever been released before, but I love the look of these. These also retail officially for $6.99 Canadian. I know they were mislabeled in the US when they came out a few months ago, and I think a few people got like suckered into paying $20 each, which is not the accurate price tag. That store mislabeled them. So there are 2 shades for this one. I only have 1. This is the Ready Set Pink, and I like it because this coral shade right here looks right up my alley. There is a bronzer, a highlighter, which actually, oh, interesting. It's not luminous, it's like a matte highlighter. The bronzer is also matte, and then there is a faint sheen of sparkle in the blush. Yeah, it's like actual sparkles, but it's not really translating on the skin, which is a good thing because not very many people want glitter in their blush. Anyway, love the look of this one. And then we also have a Luminizer palette, which, I mean, highlighters have been a craze for how long now? And we never get tired of them. It's been like years of highlighter after highlighter, and I don't see the end in sight, frankly, and I'm okay with that. So this one is the Ready Set Glow palette. We've got more of a, I want to say toffee again, like that other palette. This is more of a toffee warm shade. This is like a shell pink kind of color, and this one actually looks, actually, I'm getting more of a bronzer feel off of that. This would be like a really pale bronzer for some people. They're also releasing this color correcting mattifying primer for $4.49. I am not much of a face powder person. It doesn't really appeal to me, but I can say I've tried this out very heavily. I wore a very dark liquid lipstick to the event and it started to smear on me. I was eating food, I was talking, I was having a good time, and then I started to get like a trail of color here. So I had to like run up to the bathroom and try to remove my lip color, which was a disaster in itself. Caitlin, thank you so much for helping me during that. But they had some products sitting on the bathroom counter and she's like, well, you can try to like fix your face with that, because at this point I had like what I call fruit punch mouth, when it like your lipstick kind of like bleeds outside of your lip line and you just look like you've been drinking fruit punch. So I took this powder and tried to use it as if it was powder foundation. So I covered the entire outer area of my lips. And it looked a little bit crazy until it sank in, but it helped to diminish the difference between my foundation skin versus no foundation, no lipstick. So, you know what? For the unintended purpose of making me not look like a crazy person, this worked fantastic. So for that reason, I can say that there is a little bit of coverage to this powder, which in the situation that I needed it for was fantastic. Did I even say the name? This is the Color Correcting Mattifying Powder. We also have some color additions to their Satin Touch blushes, which are phenomenal. These are absolutely one of the best drugstore blushes on the market, and they are inexpensive. They are $3.99 each, and they pack so much pigment punch and beautiful color. Don't be scared by the fact that I said it packs a lot of pigment. It's just really nice to see color payoff in beautiful shades on your cheeks for really not that many dollars. So this here is 20 Satin Love, and then this one is Satin Coral. That's interesting. That's a paler coral than I would expect. It's kind of like a, I want to say like a muted peach, honestly. And then Satin Love is a bit more pink toned. The Satin Touch blushes are not new, but this is saying that there's only 2 shades, so I don't know if they've gone through like removing some of their colors, but I mean, I've always had good experiences with their like blushes that are like this, so I assume they're from the same range. Okay, we're almost done. The penultimate item is their All I Need Concealer Palette. This has 3 different tones and then 2 color correctors in here. We've got more, well, that's not very peach, that's more of a pink, and then this one would be a green corrector for red. I'm not sure, yeah, there's only the 1 shade color and it retails for $6.99, and this is called 10 Cover It All. And finally, we have some shade updates to their gel nail polish range. I am actually wearing one of these today. I've had it on for 5 days now. And this is the color Pretty Cool Life. It's like this, it looked more army khaki green in the event space, but honestly, I kind of see it as like a spring color too. There's something about the tone that just really works out nicely. Anyway, for the shade colors, we have Perfect Match, which is a bit more of a, yeah, that's like a, I guess I would call this a true pink. We have My Sparkling Darling, which is a pink purple glitter. And then we have the shade My Hula Hoop, which is more of a pastel lilac pink. And then the one I just showed you, which is Pretty Cool Life. All right, that's it. That's all I've got from the Essence Spring Summer 2017 launch. You should actually be seeing most of these products in store right now. I know I've seen other people kind of pick them up over the last few months, so hopefully you can get your hands on them too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.